Amazing viewers, good day to you all. Welcome to my channel. So by the 18th of August, INEC will be opened for voters registration. So it means that those of us that have come of age, adulthood, 18 years upwards, and of course those of us yet to register can go to the nearest offices and have our voters registration done to get a voters card ahead of 2027. Yes, I know our vote has never counted in Nigeria, but at the same time I do believe that we do need to hold a voters card to go and vote our choice of candidates, and at the same time we plan or make possible means of defeating INEC and APC come 2027. Now, this is not the only move that INEC is making. Or rather, should I say, disclosing to Nigerians. INEC is also making the move to make sure that the inmates in the Nigerian prisons across the federation gets to vote in the 2027 election. Now, okay, this has really sparked a lot of reaction on social media space due to the fact that a lot of people, we as citizens, including myself, don't trust INEC. So a lot of people feel like, okay, this is another ulterior motive being made by the INEC, ulterior move by the INEC and the APC, now prompting people to react. So there's been a collaborative effort being made by the prison controller and the INEC ahead of the 2027 to enable prisoners, inmates to vote. I have my reservations about this. I really do have my reservations about this, which I am just going to share my own little view on this much more later. But first of all, before I get to read out, the move being made by INEC, and of course, in collaboration with a prison controller, let me first of all show us this video where a Northern has come out to blast the APC chieftain that recently, went on national television to say, to shade Peter Obi and Rotimi Amechi, where he talked about, how the North cannot vote for Peter Obi because Peter Obi, will be importing or doing whatsoever with alcohol. They cannot vote for somebody whose wife feed him and all that. I'm going to show you these two videos. One Northern actually came for the APC chieftain. I tell you the truth, there you can never be supporting APC and you reason properly. I'm telling you the truth, you can never be supporting APC and then you have your brain still intact. So I'm going to show us this video and then we'll be back.
Well, the facts on ground, he won't lose an election.
What makes you think so?
Because of course he is going to win. Who else do you think would defeat Asiwaju in 2027? Who? Peter Obi? That was on your program, saying he wants the North to support him and trust him. In the same program, he is celebrating building breweries in Anambra State and being the biggest importer of alcohol. And he wants the North to vote for him. We will vote for a president that will import alcohol in the North. Or is it those ones that are saying their wives are taking care of them? We cannot hand over this country to people, to men that are being fed by their wives.
You see, sometimes to be a good man is even a bad thing. Sometimes for you to be a good man is not even good. You see, I keep on asking a question: why the hatred on Peter Obi? Why do people in the political space hate Peter Obi so much that you see them coming on national television and they are showing their hatred for the man? Sometimes when some people from the North come out and say some certain things, it's not, you will think that everybody in the North don't have sense. You don't know that it's some few people that just come out and open their mouth to just say what they feel like, and everybody will just generalize it and say the Northern people are like that. We are not like that. As a matter of fact, the Northerners are one of the most welcoming people in the planet Earth. They are the people you can live with and you will love them because they are welcoming. Forget about the security situation that just happened. It's because of poverty. That is why the North is being used by the political and the vipers and the vampires as a playground for insecurity. Because if not, how can somebody like this man, as fine as you are, look at how you are looking very handsome, and you come on national TV, as educated as you are, you come out on national TV to say that you cannot vote for a president that will allow the importation of alcohol in the north. Do you think that it's today that alcohol is entering the north? Before you were born, alcohol has been in the north. It has been in the north, and you cannot even stop as long as Nigeria is concerned. The Kano state government have done ISBA and all these things, but they still go in. You say that you don't want a president that will allow the importation of alcohol in the north, but the same man that get money from the sale of an importation of alcohol carries the money and go to where there is challenges in the north, and he gives them this money and they collect the money. So why did you not tell him not to take money to the north to go and help the poor masses in the north? You see, I don't know why some people just come on national TV to just embarrass themselves on national TV. Before you go to the television to talk about somebody, you have to educate yourself. You have to sit down and tell yourself that, am I going there to disgrace my family, or am I going there to make sense? There is no perfect human being in this earth. There is, even the current president is not a perfect person.
I will always say this. I said it earlier. You cannot be supporting the APC and ever make sense. Go and check all the people that support APC. Even when the thing is killing them, they will still tell you that, oh, this thing we are seeing here, this thing, oh, the way what you are seeing is not what it is. That's how it is for these individuals. I listened to the interview, and I was so irritated there. Sometimes I just feel like it's possible for you to actually smack someone through the TV. Sometimes I wish it's possible. Or there's a way you can just invisibly appear there and just smack that person. Because these people, they are clearly the problem that we have in the country. They are the ones inciting violence in the north. You know, showing full bigotry in the north, selling it to individuals, to the gullible ones. And these are the people that we don't even need. You can predict Asiwaju is going to win. How is Asiwaju going to win? Simply because, in quote, Peter Obi is someone that, praise importation, bring factory establishment and importation of alcohol. He imports, we don't want the president that imports alcohol. Nigeria here, they import alcohol. They do import alcohol. And then, this same alcohol, they generate revenue from it. They know they generate revenue from it. Then at the end of the day, taxes are being paid. And then, of course, federal governments give allocation. So why are they not rejecting it? Or they say, no, remove the one from the alcohol, remove the revenue generated or the tax paid from alcohol generation, and then give us the other one. Not be stupidity be this. Not be stupidity be that. You collect the money, but you don't want it. And truly, what he said is the truth. It is not the first time. It is not today that they started importing alcohol into the north. In fact, most of the Muslim brothers, they take this alcohol so much. Some of them, you find them carrying it in their kettle. So they have them there that take alcohol too. So all this thing where they talk about now just rubbish to me. It doesn't make any sense. Someone celebrate alcohol importation. Are you mad? These are the reasons why we don't even move forward. Because we have people whose way of thinking, is backward. Highly retrogressed. That's why we are not moving forward. This is what they will go and sell to those ones who are suffering that they are not even bothered to take care of. And truly, just like the person that blasted him said, since Peter Obi, they generate money from this thing. Oh yeah, why not tell him to not help the North? You should have said to Peter Obi, don't come and help the North. You get money from alcohol. You get money from this one. Don't help us. But Peter Obi will go to the North and they'll still collect the money. Look at yesterday. Just yesterday here in Bauchi State. How much did he donate to 2 schools? They that claim to be highly religious, to those of them trying to subject the rest to poverty, claiming to be highly religious, they should have said, no, we are not collecting the money, because you've been praising brewing company and you will import alcohol. They should have said so. These people no get, so these APC people no just get sense. You are predicting that TINUBU will win because they have never unseat a sitting president. Are you okay? They never unseat sitting president. Now the one way, now because INEC the rig election, INEC is busy rigging election. It is possible to unseat a sitting president. And that's if we stand up to this nonsense that INEC is doing. You think that's the reason that Northerners will not vote? See the popularity Peter Obi is getting in the North. For people who claim the Northerners will not vote for Peter Obi. Speak for yourself and not the rest of the Northerners. Let the rest go and defend themselves. Or should I say let the rest speak up for themselves? People like this, we don't need them in our society. We don't need them at all. They're supposed to get their own different world entirely. Because their way of reasoning is something else. Thank you so much. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Now back to what I was saying. Let me read out part of what has been reported. Of course, take some social media reactions and then come back to share my own little view on this. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is working on measures that will allow eligible inmates in Nigeria prisons to vote during elections, in line with court rulings that uphold their right to participate in the democratic process. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu disclosed this on Friday when he received the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Correctional Service, Sylvester Nwakuche, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Citing a landmark judgment of the Court of Appeal, Yakubu stressed that inmates who meet constitutional requirements cannot be denied the right to register and vote. We are aware that the right to vote is a human right which cannot be taken away from a citizen on account of time being served in the correctional facility, he said. In many parts of the world, including some African countries such as Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, where our officials observed elections, inmates exercise the right to vote. The INEC board said the commission is collaborating with the NCOS to resolve legal, logistical, and political issues before such voting can be implemented. According to him, the commission plans to work with the National Assembly to secure explicit legal provisions on inmate voting. He recalled that discussions between INEC and the Correctional Service have covered access to facilities for voters' registration, creation of polling unit, voter education, and whether political parties, observers, and the media will be granted access to prisons during elections. Yakubu also pointed to existing legal gray areas, including Section 2, Subsection 1, Subsection E of the Electoral Act 2022, which restricts voting to citizens who are not subject to any legal incapacity under Nigeria law, a provision that has raised question about whether inmates on death row, life sentences, or treason convictions can be included. The NCOS chief Nwakuche urged INEC to move quickly to implement the policy, noting that more than 81,000 people are currently in Nigerian prisons, with roughly 66% awaiting trial. He cited a 2019 Court of Appeal ruling that upheld voting rights for inmates awaiting trial, although the court refused to order INEC to set up registration centers in prisons. Yakubu assured that once the legal framework is clarified, INEC is ready to ensure that inmates who qualify will be able to vote, provided the process complies with the law. Now, this is basically what the news reported, and people have been reacting to this. Like I said, I have my reservations to this, and I do hope that INEC will be able to explain in details to citizens what their plans is like in terms of logistics and all that. And of course, one would expect, that the media should be allowed to cover election in this area. It is very, very vital, except they want us to believe say something they behind that, and even if they set up, we still know that something is behind it. Now let me take some social media reactions. Felix saying INEC is being strategic to perfect their rigging by all means. There will be court to attend in 2027. Street will be the court room. And I will have Top Mike saying this is a bad omen. When you are a prisoner, every voting right is taken away from you. What is Nigeria doing? They are doing this to rig the election. Who knows the population of prisoners? They are going to manipulate everything. Nigeria and criminality. Pathetic. Ochichi saying tomorrow they will say prisoners voted en masse for TINUBU. If you don't believe it, go to prison and ask them. And then we have James Bond saying prison is meant for rehabilitation, accountability, not political participation. Then I have here MOA saying why not secure for the dead too? Committing a crime robs them the opportunity to exercise such rights and privileges. You can't even secure the vote of free citizens yet. Pure misplaced priority. Electoral reform is there. Yeah, all buffoons aren't talking about that. I can say how many inmates do we have in Nigeria, or before they will say they all voted APC to make them win election? Are the candidates going to be allowed to campaign inside the prison? Then we have today in history saying looking for an avenue to rig 2027 election. Michael saying another rigging machinery. Only those who know will know. Joe here saying criminals, the votes of those who are free have not mattered yet. It is that of inmates that will now matter. If not that you have installed criminals like you in power, you should be an inmate yourself by now. Anyway, rig and die 2027 sha. And then we'll have Edula saying this is madness. Where in the world have you heard about such? Us APC so desperate they want to use criminals to inflate their vote, or are they not aware that by the constitution they waived their right as a citizen until they have served term that includes their right to vote? Judging by the reactions of social media users, you get to know that a lot of people have no confidence whatsoever in INEC, including myself talking to you. Now, INEC has proven over and over again to be another arm of the APC. INEC has proven over and over again that they will never deliver a free, fair election in Nigeria, except something is done. And more importantly, why this is so is because we find out that, okay, the president is even the one that is picking a person that is going to be in charge of the body. So there's a whole lot of corruption going on. And at the end of the day, you will find out that, okay, this thing is going to be impossible for INEC to stand as an independent body to deliver a free, fair election. So I do not blame users, or social media saying, okay, this is another method that INEC is going to use to rig the election. And I tell you the truth, it's going to be a method that INEC is going to use to rig the election, whether we like it or not. Okay, INEC has been conducting election all this while, and they have never for once, included the inmates. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never seen where they say, okay, from so correctional facility or for so prison, we're able to get so voters. I have never seen so. Now, this is the first of its kind. They are trying to collaborate with the prison controller and see how these things can be done. Okay, so is this the right way to go? Does the constitution allow for this? Now, the truth is that the constitution of Nigeria does not, specifically prohibit convicts in Nigeria, from voting. But I do also have my concerns on this, because one of the things we need to look at when talking about these things is logistics. We know how, the Nigeria system of registration is patterned, or system of voting is patterned, because the truth is that you vote at a place, and that is the polling unit you are expected to go and vote. And we know how it is that, okay, there's no way a registered prison inmate, we move from prison A, or if he's in prison A, or they move, they now move into prison B to go vote. We know that is not possible. And even if INEC want to do that kind of stuff, you know, that will be INEC going against their own rules and regulation, which means that INEC is truly having an ulterior motive. Now, what is the plan, or what plan in details is INEC making in all this to make sure that, okay, the prisoners, you know, they actually take count of the prisoners and then they get to vote? We know, okay, say yes, you get people will be saying they prison, and then they await trial. Yes, if they get voters card, how INEC won't take measures, say, okay, these people go vote? Is it that they are going to move them from the location where they are in prison to another location to go and vote, or which one? INEC really need to explain to Nigerians in details. But overall, I do know that this whole thing, that there is an ulterior motive to it. For a very long time, since I guess since begin to know about all this election stuff in Nigeria, I never hear say, okay, INEC even go prison, go vote. Yeah, go prison. They say, okay, these are the numbers of voters that they were able to get from so prison. So please, INEC, what are you up to? Nigerians need to know, because as today, so our blood they boil. We don't tire for the suffering, so we are rising up to a lot of stuff. So whatever gimmicks or whatever games or whatever ploy you people are making, I tell you the truth that Nigerians are fully aware, you know, of it, and Nigerians are really ready. We really want our vote to count. We really want our vote to count, because we are tired of the APC, TINUBU-led administration, the intimidation, the suffering, the lies, the propaganda, every negative thing you think of, you find it in this administration under the APC, and we are really tired. So we really need a change. We really need a capable hand, a hand that is competent, a hand that has integrity, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not all about removing the APC, it's all about who is coming next. So it's very important to me. Yes, the constitution I made it clear that there is no you know, a legal provision against their voting, but INEC really need to come out in details to tell us how they are going to have all these things, because we get people who commit crime for Abuja, they don't transfer them, go one prison for another place. So, you know, different things to all this logistics generally. So INEC really need to let us know. But I sure know say APC and TINUBU, even because even the TINUBU know say for the North, you know, 2 days short for them. See the kind of the campees or the camping rather where they get from the North under the APC. So he knows say the North not too they sure for him. So that is why he say they try to pull hand here and there where it go they possible, you know, for votes to be manufactured. So we need to rise up. We really need to rise up. INEC is a big issue, and we have to rise up, you know, to INEC come 2027. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly do leave your opinion in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Click on the bell icon the moment you subscribe, that way you get to know as soon as I publish video. Thank you so much, guys, for the love. Thank you for the immense support. God bless you richly. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys in my other videos.